Hey guys, welcome to the league layout here, an overview of the world map from Asgard Gaming. So with this episode here, we're just going to take you through what is out there on that world view. No matter what league or what season you're in, it's all pretty much the same. It's just a matter of the scenery that might change a bit. Looking at this one here, we're just going to kind of start out with a pretty standard castle view. Again, getting an opportunity to look over your lands, your castle, kind of see what's going on, and keep up with maybe some recent things that are going on with your lands and what you need to pay attention to when you are in this world map. Starting out, just get an opportunity to again kind of give you guys a shout out. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please do so you guys can stay up. This whole feed is going to be a little bit more informational about playing Dawn of Titans, kind of keeping up on different strategies and tips. It's not going to be just all about me gaming, although I will show you some different tips and strategies of things that I do while I play, ways that I use my troops and things like that. But again, I'm not here just to kind of show you me playing this game, but I actually want to help you guys out with leveling up, climbing up, and also, you know, hey, if you're using this, be sure to even become a part of Asgard itself. So you can look me up in game, Thandral. You can look us up by the Alliance, Asgard, and get a hold of us there if you want to be a member. Now, let's take a look back at this world map, some things that you need to know about it. Number one, of course, you've got your castle right there in the center of that little circle, so you can see me here. My castle is surrounded by my mines and by my single farm. What's nice is you really get to mix and match exactly what you're looking for. Right now, I'm after just a lot of that gold, stacking up that G so that way I can upgrade my buildings and keep buying my spells for use in battle. And I've got one farm that's giving me some pretty good resources for replenishing my troops. Again, as you level up your castle, you'll have the opportunity to increase the amount of lands that you can hold, or you can spend gems to do so. Not a big fan of spending the gems for things like that, because as you level up, you get to stack up more lands, so it's a pretty easy process there. I can also see here that I've been raided recently without having to go to my revenge list. I have those bubbles on my lands, but I will be popping those soon because, hey, staying behind those bubbles is a bitch move, as I will always say. So let's take a look at kind of what we've got going on here with some of these different lands. Again, you can also pull out, take a look at what is going on in your alliance. You know, see, hey, there's a lot of bubbles going on. That alliance might be a hot target, so we in Asgard like to always kind of tag lands and strategize together on who we might be attacking if we are all getting raided by the same either alliance or player. But again, getting an opportunity to just overview, we'll get a chance to see a few of these different land styles, from lakes to mountains to forests. We'll also check out a few of the ruins that are out here in this season that you can snag up if you want to, but little spoiler alert right now, they're not going to do you a whole lot until you get to Ascension. So here's one of the lakes that we've got here in our alliance. So this here is going to offer you VP. Each one of your lands offers you some kind of resource based on the per hour generation. We've also got mountains here that generate VP. Again, I've talked about the different mines and the farms that I have. You can see some forests in the back there. Looking at this though, you can get an overview in your lands. This one is one of my biggest. It's generating over 3G gold an hour. So it maxes out pretty high. So this one here is definitely offering me a lot to upgrade my stuff. I can get an overview of the different defenses that I have on here and kind of breaking this down. One thing you'll see, the top row primarily are all the default troops that come with that land. So the bigger the land, the higher the troop level up top. And then your second and third row will be troops that you add. So I added additional grenadiers and some Goliaths to it. And then I can get a breakdown of what this defense has. Siros here has a couple of skills and he's got one relic, but I do need to add another one to him because I don't have both of his slots filled as I have leveled them up recently. Looking at it again, it's your choice to personalize how you're going to go through and do your defense on these lands. Again, I've got a few different low-level Titans on here, and you might see that as we flip through, just because I am waiting and holding on to those Titans for max XP Fusion Day. Here, taking a look at the land info too, you can see that default, it generates only 2,600 K every hour, but having a Titan posted to it actually increases the amount of resources that these lands can generate. So if you stack up on lands, make sure you assign Titans to it. You can also see that the next upgrade to this land would add an extra defender to it, but honestly, these lands can get capped pretty easy, so I'm not all about upgrading them. I'll just go and cap bigger lands as I need them. Here's Cirrus, though, the Titan that I've got on this big gold mine. Next to it, you can choose your troops and actually assign what you want to it. But here, again, I have to add an extra relic to Cirrus. Just one thing we'll be doing is I will be putting up another video on relics. So it's going to be all about relics, all about the different kinds. There's a lot of different options to choose from, and like Titans, they come in different stars. So you've got different levels. And also, soon, we've heard from Dawn of Titan devs that they're going to be rolling out a new relic style that rather than repairing them, we are going to be forging our relics soon. So again, I'll get a video out on that when that comes around. I think I'll just hold off on my relic video until then. So my defenses are set up there, and also in the meantime, you can see that I've now had some resources come up that I can farm. So all of my mines have popped up some gold, and my farm has popped up some food. So I'm going to go ahead and just harvest those, pull that in, and now my inventory that is increased. Again, gold is really big for using some of those spells, upgrades, and food for troops. In this world view, you can also check out here, one of my boys here is getting attacked, so Rand, I gotta have his back. You can take a look here at this complete chaos here is currently attacking him, so I can immediately revenge him. I can come in here and get an overview of what he has. Now right now I'm gonna go ahead and tag him to our chat. That way I can come back and farm him a little bit. I definitely want to show you guys some gameplay, but first I want to make sure I cover what we need to so you guys know how to work this again world map. So let's go ahead and get back out here. Taking a look, you can see here we've got a few skulls in the background. Those skulls are going to let you know different alliances whose members have attacked you. And then in the center of every world map, always right above you, your alliance is always positioned there in the center. You are going to have that main castle for that league. You're going to have some neutral lands right there at the base floating down there. So here again, we've got these neutral lands that you can raid and capture. Now, one thing I definitely want to throw out there is make sure you get in there and do it, because on a regular basis, these neutral lands come up in your DQs or your daily quests. None are in today's. So I'm not going to focus on raiding or capturing one, but periodically you may have to do one of those in order to finish out those DQs. So you've got different lakes, mountains, again, those are VP lands. You've got mines and farms, again, for food and gold. So they're pretty small targets, usually easy to beat. Absolutely no Titans on these, but the one thing you've got to know is make sure that you raid or capture them, because as you do that, they will drop out, either be added to your land, or after you raid, they get dropped out from this neutral land pile, and a whole new land will come in and replace it. So this pool is constantly replenishing of these lands, and that resource generation per hour usually increases. So as your castle is increasing, all right, your level's going up, these lands will grow with you. So definitely make sure you tap into them. If you're not, you're going to keep these really cheap lands in there and they're not doing you any good. So make sure you hit them so you can swap them out. Again, you've always got the league castle here in the center. It's the same no matter what season you're in. It's just different style per league. Just something kind of cool and decorative that they put into this game. I think it adds a really unique touch that, these castles just change out. These are the areas you definitely want to pay attention to. I know I'm rolling pretty quick, but these are some really interesting areas, especially when events come around. These are the arenas. Now, in this arena, you will earn XP for both your profile and XP for your Titan. So right now, I'd earn about 90 XP for me and 800 XP for my Titan. Sorry, reverse that there. When looking at this, we are currently usually pretty easy to beat. I've got a different Titan in here. This is not one of my main Titans for attack, so I actually would swap him out, but we're looking at these arenas. Again, they kind of stack up, so as you go through here, you will be working through and actually unlocking these as you progress. So going through here, again, it's really not about resources. It's about helping to level up both your profile and your Titans. Now, these arenas also take some pretty big portal stones to attack. So, attack wisely when you need to. Same thing goes for these arenas, the monuments off to the left. When you're playing here, there are certain times where, like recently, we had the Spoils of War, which is a 3 times reward drop rate, which means every battle gives you 3 guaranteed rewards outside of just the resources and the XP. So you're looking at like relic drops or titan drops. Now, when you hit these monuments and you hit these arenas during those Spoils of War events, it is a guaranteed triple titan drop. So I prefer to only hit these monuments when those Spoils of War come around. Next time one comes around, I'll certainly jump on and get a video of that attack and battle in an arena or a monument so you can see that triple titan drop. A lot of the times they are just 1-star titans, but those are perfect fuel for your fusion. And again, I'll be rolling a video out soon about fusion and how to also level your titan up even faster. So pay attention to the center, but again, a lot of this I think is more using the prime opportunity for it, hitting those neutral lands during the daily quest events, and using those arenas and those monuments during those Spoils of War. But if you are looking for an easy way to increase your level and your titan level pretty quickly, again, these also offer that. Just know that those stones get used up quicker. So let's check out some of these skulls and what we've got going on here. So we're gonna just kind of stroll around and see what's going on here. We're a couple days in to this season in the Champion League, but here's the skull. So this means that someone in here has attacked me. Let's see if we can hunt him down. I could use my revenge list, but I'm just gonna go ahead and hunt this skull out. So Papa Siege, you have raided me at some point in time during this season. So you're offering me pretty good rewards. Those green rewards are the prime ones. So pretty good gold count, pretty good VP count. And even your defense, though, is pretty moderate at 70,000. You look like you are pretty much all Titan because those level 11, level 12 defenders, my main offensive Titan can put those down pretty easily. So again, I don't know if I'll hit you right now. I want to just kind of stroll around. Might go ahead and just tag you for a little bit use later on, but you definitely offer some great rewards for me for a bit later. And again, you can also see that different players, they stack up on different lands, get an opportunity to see what's going around. Here's an example of one that's, absolute massive defense. It's a level 23 maxed level mountain. He's got a 50 level Titan on there, which is pretty much at the max. So this is going to be relatively untouchable unless you're at that same level with them, because I'm not breaking that 200k defense. Let's see what else we've got in here. Just kind of taking a look again, this world map. I'm just going to return home for a moment so we can check out a little bit more of what we've got going on with, again, our own alliance and those around us. Again, there's really big wide open space, usually about 50 alliances in a single season. And one thing I like to point out is don't avoid these outliers. So you pretty much kind of work in a bit of a spiral. These outer edges usually have your lower ranked teams. So you're looking at, depending on how big these teams are, usually your bottom 10 or so will end up in the demotion zone. Again, they'll get dropped down to a lower league now just before it. But what you also want to kind of pay attention to is sometimes there are some big players that maybe stopped playing. There are some teams that might be on the plan to demote. Definitely some strategy there. We've done it ourselves. Demotion isn't not always just like a bad thing because you're not playing, but sometimes there's some strategy for why you might go to a lower league. But what you've got to pay attention to is I find a lot of the times these players leave some lands or even their castles undefended with Titans. So, I mean, you can see here, if they don't have the red banner hanging on there, that means there's no Titan posted. Now, they might have troops, all right? But you definitely want to look around because sometimes you can get some nice rewards. I mean, here's a smaller land. It's really not all that big as far as VP goes. But hey, you need a quick 36k in gold. Sometimes that can round off exactly what I need for upgrading one of my buildings or moving on to a build. So I just kind of want to point that out. Never avoid what's going on with these outer alliances. Same thing goes when you're looking at those rewards. Just because these green rewards here, they're ideal. The green reward is going to offer you more relic or titan drop opportunities from it. Usually you've got a little bit of a higher count in your resources or your VP, but these white rewards are not always a bad thing either. I have gotten plenty of titan drops and even 3-star rewards from white rewards. What this means is it's a lower chance of getting those prime returns, but there's still a chance. Yellow, I usually avoid yellow because it does have the lowest chance of reward possibilities. Plus, when you're looking at some of these special like season-long events, things like the Ice Souls, the Flame Souls, the Iron Soul events that have gone on, these yellow reward lands usually give you a much smaller soul payout. So out of just habit, these yellow lands are pretty much off limits for me. They're usually not big. I'd recommend the same to you, but just know that it's not necessarily like a bad thing against you. You're just going to get much smaller rewards from it. But again, here's a prime example of another player here who has left everything completely wide open. I mean, they might as well have just gone spread eagle and put out a neon sign for us. Now, it's a yellow castle reward, but we do have some white land rewards, so it wouldn't be a bad raid if I needed that. But again, for me, this player is quite a bit below me. I usually try to also attack players that are right around my level or higher. I generally don't go lower unless they are kind of coming in and attacking me on a frequent basis, and I just got to do a little revenge. Maybe go ahead and show them a lesson a bit. Here, let's just kind of pop back in here and show you how you can assign a Titan to a land since we're talking about it. Again, we can go in here and just select that. You can see I've got zeros posted, but I can scroll through and pick any one of the Titans that I want. Yet again, match up your troops to go with it. Always make sure that they're there, and you'll be set up. Don't pull those, absolute new gamer moves and not get a Titan or troops posted for defense. They're really, really big to make sure that your resource is protected. Every time you get raided, you lose a little bit of VP and you'll lose some of that gold or that food. And there have been times where, again, when I'm stacking this up for 600,000-700,000 and I've lost 100k in one raid. Lately, I haven't been doing that, but I have had this player, this AUT Zaboot, who's just been absolutely dry humping me, hitting me for around that 15-20k kind of gold loss. The VP really is nothing big. Not too worried about the VP loss because, I'll revenge him. I'll use that revenge button. We can head over to his land again, and I'll probably make a couple thousand off of a single raid on his garrison or his castle. No big deal. But again, you can see you're going to get raided. It's part of the game. Ultimately, the higher defenses are, the more defending you will have against this. You won't get raided as often as lose as much. But again, I'm still holding off on some Titan Fusion, leveling them up until one of these special events come around. But again, here he is, Zaboot. I could raid you and earn back everything plus some as far as that VP goes. And I'm not too worried now because my builders are busy anyways, so I'm not worried about stacking up on gold and food. But definitely make sure you use this list of attacks so you can get in here and get your revenges done. I don't like for a single attack against me to go unreturned. Even if it's not much that I might earn from it, I always like to make sure I get my revenges done. So here's Chaos, who hit me a couple times. Pretty good rewards, green all the way around, 40k gold, 53 in food, and a little over 4G in VP. That's pretty good. Now, he's also got a bigger defense than I do. He's almost at 83k defense. But I'm not sweating it because he's all Titan. And he's an infiltrator, which means that his health and armor, unless he has some relics attached, are not all that great. And he does have some relics, especially from the Iron event, but those aren't massive unless he's upgraded them. They're not massive in what they offer, so I'm not sweating it too much. I think I could pretty much take him, honestly, pretty easily, especially if I swap out my Infiltrator and go to my main tank Titan. So going in here, setting up some of this gameplay, let's go through a little strategy real quick, guys. So you've got your Titan, the enemy Titan. Both of these are Infiltrators. Cormac is my 3-star. The other is just a 2-star. But now I'm going to go ahead and swap this out to Karn, who is my tank of a Titan, who I haven't even maxed out yet, but he's still a tank. I've pretty much been leveling him up just by battles, not a lot of fusion into him. So it's a lower process, but you know, I'm in it to kind of grind out. So I've got him. I've got one more battle left on each relic. The Great Maul is one of my favorites because it gives me boost to my damage against Goliaths, pikemen, and increases my armor. And then I've also got the Backbiter, which gives me additional damage to Grenadiers. So I'm pretty much covering those big, big troop style, and I can do a little extra damage to them. So we're going to stack up on some troops. Now I consider this my smash and grab. A lot of different strategies, but this is just a couple of Goliaths out there to kind of take a beating or offer one up, and a bunch of Grenadiers. I like to throw in a few pikemen just to have on the back burner in case I need a little extra offense. And we're going to drop in a few spells. I like my shield with usually a double freeze here, but sometimes I'll just throw in a few extra ones just to kind of swap out and, you know, maybe show a little opportunity of what these other spells will have to offer. But this is kind of just my quick smash and grab. You can see I'm at 60k, but he's still 20k over me in defense. Not sweating it though, guys. We got this. You'll see these infiltrators actually go down pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and see how this one rolls out. Now working with it, there's also a lot of strategy that goes into this and how you position your players. So I can see those two Panthers and that Infiltrator, they are going to full on rush me. So I don't really need to come at them. I actually can hold back a bit, let those three troops come at me. The Pikes, they always do a bit of a dance. It always happens. When they're off near a set of range, like Unex, or you've got even Spearmen next to Archers, they always kind of pull back. So I'm just going to throw one Goliath over there just to make sure in case for some reason they do decide to rush me. I've got a little bit of a shield between my Grenadiers and them, but it's not going to happen. I can pretty much guarantee it up front. So here, let's set up our troops to be able to handle that attack from the left-hand side. It also kind of forces them to come a little bit more at me and buys me time from their Grenadiers. Again, I know I've got time to kind of wait on this, so kind of going through here, you can use things like individually tapping and lining them up. You can do auto orders, which will just automatically pick a troop like it's done here and set everyone on the Panther. That's pointless. So I like to just kind of, with my Grenadiers, I like to tap them, get all of them. They're going to target that Infiltrator right off the get-go. My Goliaths, I really don't want them to move. They're going to be a little bit more of just a fence for me. So I'm going to set up my Goliaths to actually just stay put. Right now from those auto orders, they're all going to try to slowly attack that Panther. Not going to work for me. So these Goliaths are going to end up staying put. And again, I'm going to let his defense actually come at my offense. So now that we've got this set up, again, Grenadiers are going to be ready to slam that Titan when he comes at me. Goliaths are going to stay put. And Karn is going to go ahead and just wait to draw out that Titan as well. So again, you guys have different options as far as how you might want to set up your offense to move. Every type of raid is a little bit different, so I'll be showing you some more how to play with that. But let's watch Karn go ahead and put these Panthers down, you know, slamming them down real quick. They can last nothing. I'm going to go ahead and freeze up that Infiltrator because he is a level 30, so he can do some pretty good damage. But the moment he's frozen and I light him up with Karn and these Unex, he goes down really quick. I told you, there's those pikemen in the back just doing the dance with the Rangers, so I'm going to go ahead and set my Grenadiers to go ahead and just light them up. Karn will come in and put them down pretty quick, and this battle is pretty much all but won. This one here, if it takes a full minute to complete, you know, it'll mostly be just these Goliaths slowing me down just as I slowly chip away at them with these Grenadiers. But once Karn gets involved, he's going to go ahead and put these Goliaths down pretty quick as well. That Great Maul and that Backbiter, awesome relics to put on Karn. They're my favorite because I've got that extra upgrade to it on the Backbiter. I've got the extra upgrades to it on the Great Maul for some additional armor. And the way that he puts down Titans now, you'll just see, I mean, that's almost half their health drops in just a single blow from Karn. And because he is a champion and he's leveled up, the amount of damage that he can take it's huge. So he truly is just an absolute tank. So we'll go ahead and just kind of let this one finish up. It is taking a little bit longer because he does actually have a lot of Goliaths that are dropping out on this one. They're slow moving to get to me, and now it's just a matter of just putting this group down. But hey, who doesn't like this little cluster? I've got my Goliaths again. They're just hanging in the back. I'm not going to need them. I also don't need any of my pikemen for this round, so we're just going to go ahead and let this chip away. If you haven't seen it before, if it's your first time kind of seeing one of these battle attacks, those little white glowing ball that drops in, those are spells. So again, you can pick those up to use in battle. I'm not even going to need 2 of the 3 that I brought in, so by the time I even got to them, this last Goliath's going to go down. So there we go. Karn, go ahead, made himself a bed of Goliaths to lay down on. I always like to screenshot one of those little victories there. And we're good. So my relics, I'm not going to pull them in right now because I am full, so they're going to go to my treasure room and add it to my stock inventory. And then here we go. We've got our 4K VP and all of our resources, little extra XP for Karn and for me, and we are leveling up. Didn't lose a single troop, and again, that's just a nice little snapshot of one of these raids that we can do in Dawn of Titans. So one thing that really helps here too, I know I've mentioned in my last video, is the medical school, but that medical school, the more you upgrade it, if your troops ever take damage, it will help heal them. Again, as long as they stay within that 5% of damage lost, you've got it. So let's go ahead and take a look at another one of these raids that we can do. So let's see who else has hit us recently, because Zaboot is still hiding behind a bubble, and you guys know how I feel about those. So let's see, we hit Papa Siege already. King Bohica, again, offering some pretty good rewards, all green. Again, he looks to be pretty much all Titan, but that is a level 30 Ranger, which is pretty close to max for those guys. And if you haven't gone up against one of these Ranger Titans, they can light you up pretty easily. So we'll see if we can maybe tap into something else. Just don't feel like taking that one on right now. Don't want to lose a lot of troops. I'd like to keep some resources to upgrade some buildings versus having to replace troops. So here's a farm one again. Good green resources. Looks to be all Titan for a lot of these, but let's keep shopping around. My goal right now, where I'm usually kind of I'm after a bit more VP, so I love trying to hit these, you know, between 4,000 and 5,000 VP is where we're at now, pretty early in the season. But sometimes, again, like I said, for revenge, I will revenge even if it's not great VP that I might be after. So this one here, again, maybe not really worth my time. White resources not offering me a whole lot, so let's keep shopping. Here we go. You know, you got a forest here, undefended, no Titan, green rewards, quick and easy. It's pretty low VP. But those are the kinds of things you got to watch out for. So we'll go ahead and just tag this one up into our clan chat. Give an opportunity for other people that maybe that might be more in their dominant range of what they're looking for, can be helpful. So let's see what else other people have targeted or posted in our chat. We've got some easy targets through here. Posted some good VP. Here we go. Nice gluten here. We've got 57 VP, level 13s and 12s, and a level 40. That's a big one. Free spells on this guy even would be a pretty good challenge. Yet again, though, he's bubbled, so I can't hit him anyways. Not to mention, I've got a few more portal stones that I've got to rack up. I've got to wait for at least one more before I can raid another castle, so I'm going to be looking more for a land to hit. Always like to scope out those undefended ones. Listen, if you guys spread it wide, I will come in and tap it too. So that one didn't have a lot to offer. Again, like I said, I don't really touch those yellow lands. But here we go. Here's something to kind of pay attention to. Ruins. Ruins offer shards, one every 24 hours, unlike how farms and gold come up every per hour. This one is one a day you get. Now, here's the trick to these two. These ruins and these shards you get from it are used for Ascension. Right now, Ascension is not an active part of the game. The devs are still holding it back. They haven't really rolled it out there for everyone to use. So these don't really offer a whole lot in the moment. not really hot. Granted, you can still get some really good rewards just from raiding it, but in my personal opinion, I would not be adding this to my lands and my castle because you can't do anything with it right now, and all it really is a sweet spot for people to raid. Granted, no one's probably touching this one in this season with almost 250,000 defense, but Ascension would allow you to turn a 1-star Titan into a 2-star. 2-star into a 3-star, etc., etc. So if they max out at that star level, you can still continue to level them up as you increase those stars. But again, Ascension's not there, but something to pay attention to down the road. These will be helpful to have. The other trick to those ruins, just while I'm shopping around here, is each ruin generates a specific type of shard that can only be used on a specific type of Titan. So you're going to get shards specifically for your paladins, you're going to get one specifically for your infiltrators, you're going to get one specifically for your champions, and if you don't need it, yet again, it doesn't even benefit you, and you don't know what kind of ruin you're getting until you start collecting those shards. So let's check this out. Here's a mountain, almost 4k VP, green rewards, which means I'm also going to maybe get an extra level drop, and he's only got a level 1 Titan. Like I said, listen, I'm not always looking for something uphill. Again, you make it easy on me, I'm going to go ahead and take it, especially when it comes to VP. I will certainly fight for resources when I really need them, but hey, easy VP is easy VP, guys. So let's go ahead and use up 3 Portal Stones, and let's go ahead and raid this. Again, he's got upper level troops, so what I might need to go ahead and do for just a moment for this battle, because I did use that last of those relics, is I'll probably repair those, but let's go ahead and just stack up on some troops real quick. Again, I like my pretty standard smash and grab works when I'm just kind of doing this to collect stuff in a bit of a hurry. If I don't have long to really kind of just sit down and play for a bit, but a lot of different strategies we can go. We'll look at a little bit of D&D later, which is distract and destroy, but again, I'm going to stick with just some Goliaths and my Grenadiers for right now. They get the job done. Again, smash, grab, Hulk out. So we're going to go ahead and throw some pikemen on there. Again, this time I'll switch up my spells because I don't think I really am going to need them. So here I'll show you a little bit of what you can do with these extra guys. By default, when you first start with spells, you get fireballs, then you move to shields, then you move to freeze. Right now I'm all the way up to terrors is what I can actually produce in my spell forges and with my arcane tower. But through battles, you still get drops of upper spells. Same thing like if you're not even unlocking Goliath yet, you can still get a Goliath drop to add to your troop arsenal. So here, these spells drop frequently. Honestly, I've got more than what I really need. I don't use a lot of Rage. I don't use a lot of Raise the Dead, but the Poison is also handy, so I like to save those. I'm going to go ahead and drop in a Raise the Dead, a Poison, and a Rage. So we're going to go ahead and let Karn totally rage out here, and throw in a little bit of that extra smash and grab is what will be coming. Raise the Dead. Honestly, I'll probably use this towards the end just to burn it off because I've got more of those than what I need. Poison Cloud, I want to show you guys a really good strategy since I'm going up against a lot of Grenadiers in this round, how you can knock them down real quick using Poison Cloud. It's a great strategy because it works awesome against Grenadiers. These other ones offer you different things. Fireball is great against Grenadiers. Shield helps absorb some damage. Freeze, you saw that against the Titans. Lightning is great against Goliaths. Poison Cloud, again, great against Unax. Raise the Dead just gives you some extra troops. Rage is all about some extra aggression for your Titan or your troops. And Terror helps scare the shit out of people so they scatter from battle for just a moment. Helpful if you just need to kind of get them to disperse. But again, taking a look at my relics, we've got 0 use of them right now, which means I'm not getting shit from using these in battle. I need to go ahead and repair these. Again, we'll see how this changes when repairing this goes into forging these relics and what that's going to offer. From what it sounds like, the devs have said that we don't need to repair them going forward, but we will see what that means, and I will get a video out to you guys once that update comes. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw in some of these extra relics that I have, dropping a couple 2 stars in. I'll talk more about this a little bit later, seeing if it sticks around. I'm not going to focus too much on relic repair because, hell, in a week, it might not even be around anymore, so it might not be helpful. But Every time you repair it currently, it restores its durability, and you have the opportunity to upgrade it. So you can notice those 3 little stars that are up there, that when I go to repair this one currently has 2 of these items locked. But as I add some of my other, again, pretty crappy or spare relics into this, you can see that those boxes are starting to flash, which means I have the opportunity to unlock the next level. Now when you're doing this, here's the trick right now, currently, is try to use 1 stars to repair, then move to 2 stars, progressively working your way up, because when you do that, it helps you progressively unlock each of these different levels. So let's see what we've got here. Durability restored, guaranteed, because I upgraded it 100% chance, and boom. Here we have a relic upgraded. So now I'm adding additional damage against grenadiers. So this backbiter is now serving me dual purpose in my battle, and working with this Titan damage against Goliath. So there's that second whammy. That Grenadier increased the damage I can do, and now I'm throwing in that whammy with Goliath. So I've actually got 2 relics that are doing Goliath damage, both the backbiter with 14% extra damage. My Grenadiers are maxed out, and now here we go with the Great Maul and another 22% maxed out with Goliath damage. So again, Karn right now with these 2 is putting down Goliaths like they're going out of style. So let's take a look at this now. Let's go ahead and get everyone is pretty much set. I've got what I need. Just gonna do a quick double check. Let's go ahead and battle on, guys, and see what we've got rolling here. Oh, let's see. Pretty straightforward map, right? Everyone's just going to be clutching the center, do a quick check of the perimeters. You don't want any sneak attacks from behind. Sometimes there's an extra little portal somewhere behind you that can bring in a few troops. This one is going to be all straightforward attack. Since it's a small map, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody get some aggression out, and we are going to do a full-on frontal attack here. Karn, go ahead and just send him right up the middle. A little Y formation with my Grenadiers. Go ahead and just kind of line them up to hit each of these troops. Honestly, I probably don't even need a Grenadier to hit his Titan, because level 1, he might get dropped down if Karn farts too hard on him. So here goes some Panthers with that quick Grenadier. Now there's that spawn point, so I'm going to drop that poison right in there, and you can see it immediately eating away the health of everybody that's respawning. Look at that Goliath, health going down. Look at these Unaks, health going down, because that poison cloud, it lingers. It doesn't just hit the troops that you drop it on, but it lingers and keeps eating away. So look at all those Grenadiers gone from that poison. Let's give Karn a little rage. Let's let him just hulk out for a minute. Again, with that extra Goliath damage, he is just putting these guys down with a single blow, maybe a second one. We'll go ahead and get my Grenadiers involved and finish up, just putting a little bit of that fire out on somebody. Looks like there's a few extra Grenadiers. And again, you saw that Raise the Dead I just dropped off to the side, guys. I'll show you a little more about Raise the Dead later, but you just want to eat that spell up because it's taking up inventory space, and all it does is bring back some extra skeletons to use in battle, which can be handy. Here's a sweet reward, guys. This is pretty nice. Look at Double Harrow 3-star. That's a pretty good reward. Right now I'm rocking a lot of these, plows come in at 1 star. There are the 2-star Harrows, but double 3-star, this will certainly go a long way, especially because recently they dropped the value of what these types of economy relics can do for you, what they either increase or decrease in the cost of things. So moving up to a 3-star is actually a pretty sweet deal. So bring on the XP, let me get that stuff in there. That kind of wraps up this battle of what we have going on. Again, you can see here, troops coming back to life. Hope you guys kind of got quite a bit out of this, both in understanding the world map, where those arenas, where those monuments are, again, using them during those spoils of war. Use those neutral lands and get them cycling out so you can add bigger ones to your inventory. And again, pay attention to your map, because there's a lot of different things you can see here, from how often people are getting hit to who you need to hit back. So guys, again, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned. Reach out to me on the Line app at dotfandral. Stick around for new stuff, guys. See you around.